Yo guys, welcome to a new episode of Hijoe Explains. I will tell you when to W key or when to not W key. Basically a full tournament strategy, how you can adapt your playstyle maybe with how many times left or how much games you have left and how many points you have. So guys, if you want more videos like this, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Okay guys, I will tell you how to play now. So let's say we are in a duo cash cup. Duo cash cup opens. I mean, you probably all know it. To qual you need around 410 points, but I mean, it depends on the format. So how should you play the tournament? I mean, you can W key in the first round, guys. Of course, in the first round, there are a lot of bots and maybe like PlayStation spielers where you're obviously better. So you can see, I mean, let's take Maibuka, you see 46 kills in the first round. But obviously, if you're not that good, maybe don't W key. It all depends on your own skill, basically, where you should W key. But I think what's more important, guys, and you think about like this, in the whole cash cup, you can play 7 end games. So you should actually try to play 7 end games. For example, here, Jakeys and Nasa, guys, it's not like tier 1 post or anything, but you can see they only played 7 games in total. So basically, your goal should be, wait, I moved face camper down. Your goal should be also to play 7 games in total, because then you have basically 7 perfect end games and can get easy points. So you see, they didn't really double kill at all. I mean, they have 23 kill win in the first game. But after it, look, they just played endgame. Another win, 4th, 6th, 1st. And then the last game, they didn't even came to endgame. So it basically was not a perfect match history. But I mean, they have already 470 points. So 50 points above qual, actually, or 70 points above qual. 60 points above qual. Also, guys, one more tip if you want to double key. So let's say you're a good fighting duo. You're confident that you can double key, let's say, in your first round. But then maybe, unfortunately, you die and make like 30 points, which not that big. I can give you the tip to not queue instant, because let's say you queue instant with 30 points, you will be in probably top 50, so you'll be in the best lobby of EU. And what are probably the enemies looking like in your round? It will be all the teams which want to W key in the first round. So they will W key again because I think, okay, I still have low points and then W key. So then it's pretty hard to drop a high kill bomb. So what to do instead is, let's say your game took like 15 minutes. So 15 minutes are gone after the tournament. You can wait. You can wait for another 15 minutes. So then there are 30 minutes gone of tournament. And then queue again. So one advantage is that you drop down in leaderboards. But also when you have 30 points after 30 minutes, that's basically if you played endgame but didn't do as good. So this means if you queue after 30 minutes, you'll get a bad lobby again, because then all the people who played placement in the first round will finish their game, and you will get in the game with the players who played placement in the first game. So it's not the people who can fight good, but also it's the people who didn't win their game, so they're probably not the best, and then you can drop a high kill bomb instead of playing against all the sweats which failed in the double key round, which eventually you will queue when 15 minutes are gone of the tournament. So guys, best example for this, actually my own match series. So it's from last week duo cash up. You can see, first of all, I only played 7 games. So 7 end games. As I said, it's the best strategy to qual, pretty easy. And I mean, it was exactly the scenario I just explained. So we played 30 minutes in our first double key game. Of course, Fasoki and me, we want to double key because we are better than most of the players. But then we fail. 7 kills, top 18, not a good game, like 40 points maybe. But then we waited actually until it's 30 minutes gone of the tournament. Then we queue again. We get 3 high kill win, so 32 kill win. And from there on, we just play endgame because we know we have good points already, and we just need to play safe. You can see top 2, top 14, top 2, top 4, top 17, then top 17. And that's already enough. I mean, not even another win after that. So 7 endgames is basically the key, I can tell you guys. So basically, I mean, in the tournament, you have like 3 hours time. And then, I mean, in the first hour, you can play 2 endgames. In the second hour, you can play 2 endgames. And then in the third hour, you can also play 2 endgames. But then you still get a queue because, I mean, a game, let's say you get full endgame, a game takes like 25 minutes. So you still have basically you have 5 minutes extra. And I mean, the 5 minutes are like, you could say queue times. But I mean, in Cash Cup Opens, most of the time you have only like 2 minutes or 3 minutes queue times. So you have a bit spare time. I think you can even die off spawn one game and still play 7 endgames. That's actually possible. You always need to check how much time is left, guys. It's really important to keep noticing how much time is left in your tournament. So let's say you have, let's say you already played 3 endgames maybe, and you see it's still 1 hour and 1 hour 39 minutes left. Let's say 1 hour 39 minutes. That basically tells you, okay, you have 3 endgames and you can play 7 endgames maximum. So you still have 4 endgames, but it's 39 minutes left. 39 minutes, so you basically have 9 minutes spare. But so let's say you queue at 1 hour 30, 1 hour 30 left. Then you can still play 4 endgames. So you have 9 minutes left, so you could even die off spawn one game. Or maybe, also if you see that, you can die off spawn one game. So then, guys, you could play more aggressive in your early game, for example, and maybe go for a mythic pump or anything you have in the PY. So always keep noticing how much time you have left. And let's say you have spare time, or even maybe you died mid-game one time. Okay, unlucky. So you can only play 6 endgames. So that's why it's really important to not W key in mid-game, but also not to die in mid-game. So let's say you have... Oh my god, this is so... Okay, it's fine. Let's say you have like 1 hour and 15 minutes left. So that's pretty fucked, you could say, because you have 3 endgames. But you could also play 3 endgames when you have only 1 hour left. So basically you have this 15 minutes extra time. So there are 2 things which you could do now. Either you play more aggressive and try to get more early kills. Maybe otherwise you would dip off your spawn, but now you fight them. So you get more points. Or also I think you could just play the 3 endgames. Then you end up in W key round. If you do half an hour, then it's 0.45 left. Then another game, it's like, around 20 minutes left. So around 20 to 25 minutes left. Then it's always W key round, guys. So it is good to queue then, because, it's unstacked and you get easy placement points. But you should also look how many points you have in total. So let's say you need a lot of points. So you are not even close to qualing. Then you should probably W key in the W key round. That's also why it's named to W key. And then play another game. But let's say you have only... let's say you're really close to qual and you need like 20 points. Then it's definitely more worth to play out the placement, the W key game. So another question a lot of people have is if they should W key, let's say in a normal tournament, let's say your 4th round or your 5th round. I think, guys, it always depends on how many points you have. You should know in your heads, like, what is your skill level in the region. So for you, most of the time in you. So let's say like, okay, I'm average top 500 player, or top 1000, or top 2000, or top 3000. Doesn't really matter. You should always look which place you are in between the rounds. And let's say you are below your normal place, then you can obviously play a bit more aggressive, because you're probably better than the enemies in your lobby. But let's say you are like top 1000 players, but you are currently top 200, then okay, I will play against people who are probably a bit better than me. So then you should rather W key. Rather not W key, guys, of course. And play placement, because obviously in fights you will die. But it also depends on your fighting skills. If you're a good fighter, you can take more fights. If you're a bad fighter, maybe you should not even fight, even when you have lobbies which are worse than you in comparison. Okay, guys, second point, really important, is always to look at the format of the points format before you play a tournament. So I'll show you an example. Let's say you do a cash cup. It's tomorrow. Most of you will probably play if you don't play the console cash cup. But you need to call financing console. So I guess most of you will play the cash cup, okay? Look at the format, guys. Win in total gives 65 points. In comparison to a kill, only 2 points. So basically, you could say it's like 65 points per win, 2 per kill. So it's like, in order to get as many points as the win only with kills, okay, my 2 is kind of ugly, you would need 30, let's say 33 kills. 32 and a half you can't really do. So 33 kills for 1 win. That's, I can tell you, it's a lot. So basically what this means is that the format is more placement heavy. So actually, double keying in lobbies like this is not worth it, guys. I can tell you right now. And then another point where you should keep a look at how the placements are distributed. So you can see you start getting placement at top 25, and then you get 2 points for each placement. I mean, that's pretty standard, I would say. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, points. But then you need to look, when does it change? So it actually changed at top 5. For top 5, you already get 4 more points. Then 4 more points, 4 more points, 4 more points. And for the win guys, 9 more points. So that's kinda interesting, because 9 more points is, oh my god, okay. Because 9 more points is obviously way higher than for all the placements you get before. I mean, here you get only 4 points, even 2 points. So what does it mean for your playstyle maybe? Let's say you're in endgame and you know, okay, the win gives 9 points. So this basically means the win is really important. So let's say you are like top 5 maybe. You have 2 options. You could either play your mats out and get like a top 3 pretty easy with your rest of the mats, or you go for a refresh in top 5 situation. Then you risk dying maybe as top 5, but you could also get a refresh which then wins you the game. So I would say in this format, because the win is so much points, it's more worth to go for the final refresh in top 5 situation than to camp for top 3, because let's say it works out one time, so you win one game, but the other game you insta-die as top 5. So if you compare it to, like, let's say 2 times top 3, then it would be, I mean, 2 times top 3, you make an extra of 4, 8, 16 points. So you have 60 points. And in comparison, let's say you get 1 time top 5, it's basically 0 additional points. But then you have 4, 8, 12, plus 9, so already 21 points. So that's basically the proof that it's more worth to go for a refresh in order to win the game, just because the win is so much placement. So, I mean, you can copy that basically to all the other stuff. Okay, and another example, let's say it's top 10 situation, you're pretty scuffed. It would be more worth to maybe sacrifice your game in order to then get into top 5 and get like top 3 and get these additional placement points, which are more points than before. But you could also, let's say, run out zone and play Mad Mist, which would then be worse, because maybe it only leads you to top 8. But top 8 and top 10, the difference is so small that it's not really worth it. I think you get my point, guys. So this is the same for the solo cash cup. You can also see top 30 points for the win and only 1 for the kill. So it's really placement heavy. If you want to call, you should play placement. And so again, look, 5 points for the win. That's not as much as before, because let's say top 3 to top 2 is 3 points. Then it's 2 points extra for the win. But I mean, if we take a look in comparison to the FNCS Grand Finals, there it's only a win is 65 points. And you can see per elim you get 4 points, so it's 65 to 4. That's basically, so for a win you would need maths, you need around 14 kills. So that's, I mean, before it was 33, you can remember. So it says basically this format is way more kills heavy. So here you should get more kills. Also in endgame, I mean, you can look for kills, but if kill points are low, you should maybe rather focus on awareness that you not get pre-ads and stuff. But here it's definitely worth looking for kills. I mean, most of you won't play in the Grand Finals probably. So also in the Grand Finals, it's of course harder to get kills. But I mean, next season, you never know how the format is. And you need to be able to look at your own, at every individual points format, so you can know how to play. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And turn on notifications so you don't miss another episode. I upload every Thursday. So, especially in the next season, guys, don't miss these tips and tricks if you want to go pro in Fortnite. And have a nice day. Pooh. Oh.